Dads, we're in the building. We're here.
Dads are here.
I'm starting it right now.
Start it off.
Yes, this is the
Let's do
podcast.
it.
Just for, that's our name, right?
Yep.
Just for
yeah,
Dads.
I think.
Okay, yeah. Just for Dads podcast. We are here, boys. We have a Ryan in the room. That's not the Ryan that you're used to.
No way.
So Ryan just decided to go on a beach vacation right in the middle of the holidays, and we had to find another guy.
Good
He's
for
in the
him.
Bahamas.
Yeah.
He literally just sent us a selfie of him in a pool, in the pool.
Yeah,
like
and he's underwater. Yeah, it's not. He's
with
in the
goggles
pool
on,
above
a
the water
selfie.
taking a selfie. He's underwater.
No, he's underwater.
He's underwater.
That's-
Such a
yeah.
physical dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. But with that being said, we have the first ever guest on the Just for Dads podcast. Welcome, Ryan Farrell.
Only uphill from here for you guys. Yeah.
Here we go.
So, since he is our first on
Yeah.
the show guest,
Yeah.
we have a little surprise for him.
Oh yeah, we do.
Oh man.
No,
What if he hates it though?
This
What if he
you're
hates
gonna like it.
Oh,
is a
dude.
custom-made hat
That's classic, too.
Yeah.
just for you. We don't even have one of these.
Yeah, I
So
don't have one.
I would put it on, but I don't want people to see how far I have to adjust it for it to fit on my fat head. So
I've already adjusted it to like
now
where
it's gonna need more,
I've
brother.
got a big, I've got a big head too. So
3 dots is not
Oh,
going to
man,
cut it.
that's awesome, guys. Seriously, thank you.
No, thank you, dude.
Yeah.
Thank you. This is kind of like a spur of the moment thing. We were trying to think of an episode. Ryan's like, I'm out of here. So good luck, guys. And I was like, oh, wait. Ryan, his amazing wife, Olivia, they're going to be up here for Christmas at some point. Got to get him on. Got to get him on because of his story. So, man, I'd love for you to share just a brief, because we're going to get into it. We want to hear your story. A brief intro to the living legend, Ryan the Mustache Farrell.
Mediocre at best. Yeah, so my name's Ryan. I went to college with these two goons right here. I have a son. He's the man. His name's Quentin. He's a year and 4 months old. I have a wife who's 100 times out of my league, Olivia. She is awesome. She is the best thing that's ever happened to me. Yeah, so that's it.
That's
What
it.
do you,
All
what
right.
do you do? What do you do for a living?
I'm a firefighter.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, you're
Thanks for your service.
okay.
Yeah. If you could tell by the mustache, he is a firefighter. Man, one of the coolest things is me and Ryan used to hang out quite a bit in college, but he was a little bit older than I was, so he left a little too early, in my opinion. And that wasn't because of his smarts, but it's just because of his age. But I do remember very specifically me and him playing guitar in his bedroom. We would literally just jam out to whatever. And we played in a worship band together.
We did?
Yeah, and you played football with Noah.
I did.
He thought
Yeah.
you played center before
Nope.
we started the
That's
podcast.
not true. That's not true.
He actually played left guard. Noah
not
didn't
true.
do his homework. It's not true.
Yeah.
Oh man, I wish we could.
All
I
right.
wish we could write about right.
do we have any footage of
I
y'all
also
playing
thought-
guitar?
Of us playing guitar?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No, we just played Oceans every.
Yeah.
Every set.
That was the trend back then.
Yeah. It's like when in doubt, just play Oceans.
Yeah.
I also thought your wife taught Spanish, but
Nope,
she teaches French. So
Yeah.
That's all right.
it's just
You could have just said foreign language.
foreign language. Yeah, I
He
knew
said-
it was a foreign
he said,
language.
"How long
But
has
the
she been teaching
confidence,
Spanish?"
was spot on,
Yeah.
so we're good.
He's like, oh yeah, and she's still teaching Spanish. No, it's
Yeah.
French. It's French. Okay, well,
terrible.
welcome, dude. We're
Thanks,
really
dude.
glad you're here. It's an honor to have you.
Happy to be here.
Let's go some dad wins. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what we do every episode.
Yeah, let's do it.
I have one. I'll start us out. So in the Hawks household, it's Christmas. We love Christmas. Unlike some people around the table. And
Nick hates Christmas.
just so you know. We are Christians, so we practice Advent, which is just a little classic Christian tradition. We read through, light some cool candles and stuff like that. And Lev he's starting to read, which is super cool. So he reads the scripture for us anytime we sit down. And this is actually not necessarily a dad win. It's more of a wife win because she set the whole thing up. I'm like, this is going to go awful. Like, if we try to do this, if we try to sit around a table for more than 5 minutes, the kids are going to go bonko. She's like, no, we have to do this. They went bonko. But we sat down and we did it. So shout out to my wife for being intentional. Anyways, one of the nights, Lev sits down and he goes, okay, like, what's the scripture? I can't remember exactly the scripture. That's probably on me. But he starts reading, and it was either the word starred, shared, or something in that vicinity. But as he was reading, he said, sharded. And he kept going. But Alyssa and I just are losing it. Like, we're losing it. And he's like, what? Like, what's so funny? And I'm just like, and Alyssa's like, can I teach you a new word? And she whispers in his ear, because I guess she doesn't want to tell Noah. And he just busts out laughing, So that's my win. One, we were intentional. I think in Christmas it gets really crazy. There's like, you fly by all this stuff and you're doing this, you're doing that, you're doing this gift, that gift, that gift. My wife really created moments for us over the holidays, which is super great. And my son learned what the word sharded meant. So
That's awesome.
that one's for free. That one's for free. Anybody else? Anybody else have a win, a loss, a hack?
I'm at a loss right now.
I mean, I got a loss for sure.
Okay.
And it literally happened, probably 6 hours ago.
Perfect.
So, like,
Hot off the
me
press.
and Olivia's parenting styles are, hers is like really good, and I'm just kind of like fly by wire. Mm-hmm. I don't do any research at all, and she knows all this stuff that I don't know. Mm-hmm. So it's good balance. But so I worked. She went up the day after Christmas with her family, and then once I got off work, I came up. So I'd been at the house for, I don't know, 10 minutes, and they have like 2 steps down, and she was like, Ryan, he's going to the steps. I'm like, he can totally walk down these steps. He's fine. She's been there for like a day and a half already. And I watched him just face plant it. And I turn back and look at her, and she is just like, I was like, man. So, yeah, that's like hot off the press. Fresh loss.
There you go.
I was like,
6 hours ago.
I mean, but we pick him up, give him like a cheeser or something. He's good to go.
Yeah.
But yeah, so hot off the press. Fresh loss. That's fresh
great.
dad loss.
That's so
He's
good.
got it.
That happens a lot to me,
The
actually.
confidence, though, in your son. Yeah, you're just
Yeah,
gassing
he's
him
good.
up.
He's good.
Yeah, he's fine. Rub it off. You guys over there on that side of the table, you got anything to say?
I'm really trying to think right now. I can't think of anything.
It's okay. You don't need to say anything.
It's been a rough Christmas.
I'm just trying to survive.
4 dad, 4 kids, boys.
Yeah. Okay, well, great. Noah, you got one?
No, I don't have one.
You don't have one.
I got a dad
Not
loss.
that I can think of.
You do
I
have a
got a
dad
loss,
loss?
yeah.
Okay, talk to us.
Well, I was outside with my kids. Okay, actually, this is kind of a win, kind of a loss.
Okay.
So the win is I get to spend quality time with my kids outside in the 65-degree weather
Unreal.
in December,
Yeah.
which is just,
Bonkers.
yeah, I can't even comprehend it. But while I'm doing that, my kids kind of sneak off to the neighbor's house, like behind their car where I can't see them. And one of the other neighborhood girls comes over there, and they're like, I can hear them talking and everything. And so like 10 minutes later, I go over there, and they're all sitting in the driveway painting their nails and fingernails,
Nice.
their toenails and fingernails. So, yeah.
And they're over there right now.
Yeah, they're right there.
They're literally right there at Peanuts in the Peanut Gallery.
How'd you handle that situation?
Not saying it's a win or a loss. It was just what it
It's
is.
just what it is, what it is.
I just walked up on it.
How'd you handle that as a dad?
I was like, "Can y'all go wash that off? We gotta go somewhere."
Yeah, that's
Nothing
great.
against finger painting. I'm just saying.
Not in this
I've been watching the Chicago Bears and Caleb Williams.
Oh, yeah. Yikes. Yikes. Oh, you said you had a father in the fire.
Oh yeah, so Father in the Fire is any dad
Yeah.
who's been traveling over Christmas with
That's a
kids.
good one, yeah.
A long distance.
Yeah.
Packing up, going down the road to grandma's house is not.
It doesn't count.
Good job.
I mean,
Yeah.
Ryan's in the Bahamas.
Yeah, that's a long trip.
So him,
Yeah.
right?
I drove 5.5 hours to
Yeah.
Richmond and 5.5
You're out
hours
of the
back.
fire, but you were in the fire.
Yeah, I was in the fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know a guy who actually flew to Europe with
Whoa.
his kid, which is
insane.
crazy. So
That's insane. You
That
know
would
what's funny
suck.
though? This is a dad hack. And Alyssa put it on her Instagram story, and it was a question. And she said, basically, it was like, do you think dads just drive so that they don't have to turn around and do it with the kids?
Yeah,
And I was like, no, babe. I love to be in control of the vehicle. I have, while saying that with both AirPods in my ears, listening to a book.
I just like to know that we're gonna get where we're going.
Yeah.
That's why I drive.
Also, I just like can't waste time.
Yeah.
Like I can
Yeah.
waste time like and zone out. That probably sounds really bad. My kids are safe, but I can zone out while I'm driving. And she's, I mean, God love her. She's just like, what?
Yeah.
You know, anytime she gets car sick, so she's just like, she finally put her headphones on and just said, "I'm overstimulated," which is kind of like the code word.
Yeah.
For I think any
Yeah, I
mom
hear that
nowadays.
a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I drove a lot.
Yeah. I just like being in control. Like I know
Yeah.
we're gonna get to where we're gonna go.
Yeah.
And it just
Yep.
we're good.
And
Yep.
my wife goes 5 miles up
Yes.
under the speed limit.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
listens to an audiobook.
Yes.
Yes. Love you, babe, but go on.
Yeah.
We got we're gonna get here. We're gonna at least save
Yeah.
a half hour.
And I'm on 81, and Alyssa's like laughing at me, but I'm getting mad at people who are trying to pass in the left lane, but they're going slow. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like tractor trailers are coming over,
Yeah.
and there's 40 cars behind me.
We can all relate.
Yeah, and
here.
I'm yelling like as
Yeah.
if they can hear me, you know. And she's just like, why does that make you mad? Like, it's okay, we're gonna get there. And I'm
You
like,
know what bothers
this is why
me?
you're there.
You know what
This is why
bothers
you're
me?
sitting over there. What?
Is when I'm in the fast lane going 85.
Yeah.
And somebody passes me on the right going 100.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
ridiculous. Yeah.
Like, why?
just make me feel small. You just
I'm going plenty fast enough.
kicked me in the pride.
I'm passing other people,
Yeah.
and they just go.
But I'm not going as fast as
Yeah.
You may. Okay. This is crazy. Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay.
Anyways.
Well, the main point of our episode is not to listen about me talking about funny words that my son said, but to hear from a dad who's in the middle of it, you know, going through it, has a very awesome story of fatherhood. And I think it'd be really cool for us to hear what Ryan has to say. So I'm going to pass to one of you guys. We got some questions we're
All
going to
Yep.
hit you with.
Yep.
So let's hit him with one.
Yeah, so Ryan, our first question is: when did you first realize the path to fatherhood might look different, and can you walk us through your story?
Yeah, so we'll try to just kind of hit the high notes and make this as quick as possible. But me and my wife got married. Everybody knew her in college, right? We were sweethearts, out of my league, like I said.
Yeah.
So we got married, bought a house, and we made the decision. We're like, all right, we're gonna try to start for a family. So we got pregnant relatively quick, and it was roughly like 5 weeks in, experienced our first miscarriage. So me being a typical dude, right? I was like, yeah, we're good. We're good. This happens from time to time. She was crushed. And in the back of my mind, I was like, yeah, this is never going to happen again. Get pregnant again relatively soon afterwards. I was like, we're golden. Make it a little bit farther. Go back to the doctor. Another miscarriage. And at this point, I'm like, I'm pissed.
Yeah.
I'm ticked off.
Yeah.
So now we're kind of a little hesitant, kind of pumping the brakes a little bit. Didn't wait too long. Got pregnant a third time. And same thing. We went to, by that time, I mean, you know, when they showed the screen of the ultrasound, I knew what I was looking at. So we had a third miscarriage. And at that point, there were some things that I know we're going to talk about a little bit later. Hindsight 2020. There were some things that we did that probably wasn't the best for us mentally, but it got to a point after that third, we were both in a state where we realized, like, look, we need to take a break. We need to stop trying. We're fixating on this. At the end of the day, you know, our marriage needs to be sound over anything. So at that point, we kind of pumped the brakes. Yeah, so, I mean, that's kind of, at that moment, that's when I knew, like, even if we had children, you know, naturally, biologically, it was still everything that we had been through, regardless, fatherhood was never going to be the same. It was going to be a different outlook. so yeah, that's kind of leading up to kind of where we are now. That was the spark that kind of moved us into the direction that we're at now. So
Dang, that's crazy.
yeah,
Thanks for being honest.
yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
man.
How long ago was all that?
I'm terrible. So one of the things that I did to kind of cope with it is I completely erased it out of my memory.
Wow.
If my wife was here, she could tell you the exact dates. And I'm just being straight up. That's another thing. Probably don't erase some of that stuff out of your memory.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, 4 years ago probably was the last one. Yeah.
Wow.
So
Dang.
4 to 5 years ago.
That's wild.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now going into your story now, it's continued,
Yeah.
right? So what does that
Yeah.
look like for you now? Just to
so-
kind of give the audience
Yeah,
some
for
background
sure.
on it.
Yeah, it's weird. I didn't know like when you want me to drop
No,
the
no,
bomb, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we adopted my son.
Yeah.
Adoption was always something that was kind of on the forefront even before all of this. When I was growing up, there was a family that lived across the street from me. They adopted 2 little girls. I thought it was awesome. Just kind of with the line of work that I do, I see children that aren't in great situations. And it's not a savior complex or anything like that. Like, I don't want to be like, I want to save you. No, but if a birth mother made a decision to make an adoption plan, like, I thought it'd be cool to have the opportunity to do that, to give her that option. Yeah. So that was something that I always wanted to do. And it was always in the back of my mind. In my mind, right, we'd have 2 or 3 kids, and then we would do that. Obviously, it didn't go that way for us. But so I talked to my wife a little bit after, about it, just kind of like in passing when we first got married. But we're newlyweds, so like we don't care. We're awesome and we know everything. So like
true.
I said, the first miscarriage hit, and I was like, yeah, this is never going to happen to us again. Second miscarriage hit, it wrecked me. I went from like hero to zero. And shout out to my wife. She like swooped in. She sensed it. She was like, and I remember sitting in the kitchen, like broke down, and she was like, listen, like you were tough on the last one. I'll be tough on this one. And I was like, oh my gosh, I do not deserve you.
Wow.
So anyway, go to the third one. Honestly, we're all in disbelief. So me being a guy, and I think you guys talked about it last week, I was like, I gotta fix this.
Yeah.
So I'm like racking in my brain, like how can I make her feel better?
Yeah.
Adoptions now, after the third one, it's like, okay, I think this is what God's calling us to do. And the thing that is different that guys have to realize is, after your wife has a miscarriage, the hormones they're completely out of whack. I did not realize that. I should have.
Yeah.
So it was 2 weeks after the third miscarriage, roughly 2 weeks. I don't know. I'll never forget where we were. We were driving we went out to eat, and we were at a stoplight leaving this shopping center that we always used to go out to eat at. And it was like quiet. And I looked over at my wife and I was like, hey. She's like, what? I was like, I really think God's calling us to adopt. Horrible timing, fellas. Horrible timing. She was like, do not ever bring that up to me again. I never want to talk about it. I'm not doing it ever. And I said, all right. So
Man.
at that moment, I don't know what came over. Well, I do know what came over me, the Holy Spirit. But I was like, you know what? It's time to make some decisions. Like, as the man in this relationship, like, I don't need to be okay. She doesn't need to be okay. But something has to change.
Oh.
So we got home. We kind of met, and we're like, listen. I was like, we're done trying for now. I was like, we've been focusing on this for a few years now. Let's live our lives. So we bought a boat, we traveled, we lived it up. And every day I prayed that the Lord would, if this is something that he wanted us to do, I prayed that the Lord would change her mind. So fast forward, in this span that we stopped trying was probably about 3 years. We were getting all this testing done. So she got all this testing done, went to a holistic doctor. I got testing done. And at the end of the day, it came out and they said it was, how do they word it? It was unexplained infertility.
Thanks.
I was like, sweet.
What?
So like,
Great.
so
Thanks
like
for that.
we have this pile of like medical bills from all these miscarriages. We have this pile of all these medical bills from all this testing, and it's like, it's a fluke. And I'm like, I don't know. So
That's whack.
anyway, we're like making payments, minimum, of course. And then it finally gets to a point, and Liv tells me, she's like, I'm tired of seeing these bills come in the mail, so we just paid them all off. Done. So I left a fire department that I was on. I got hired at another one, and I was going through the academy, and it's like, we're still not going to do anything while I'm in that. So I got out, and we had talked. We were like, well, we got some options, right? We can do all the testing over again, because she went back to her OB. They're like, you're gonna have to do it all over again. It's like, well, don't want to do that. Talked about IVF. It's like, well, that's expensive. None of our insurance cover it, and it's not guaranteed. Or was the adoption route? So we talked about it, and then we kind of left it alone. And I will never forget the day that my wife told me, I think we're being called to adopt. I was like, let's go. I have no clue how adoption works. But most people would have been doing research. I did none.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So I'm like, sweet,
Yeah.
let's do it. So we had an agency. You want to just keep going with this?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, sweet.
Perfect.
So we had an agency that we knew somebody who had worked at. I mean, I'll give them a shout out, Christian Adoption Services. So we're calling our friend. We're like, how does this work? And they're like, well, before you do anything, like, you got to put your name in. And we're like, oh, okay. So we go on the website. I'll never forget, we're in the living room. We submit it all. We're like, sweet. We get an email. It says, you will not even be like invited to the intro class for like 2 years. I'm like, I should have really done some research. So I'm like, all right, well, it is what it is. We got a call or an email like 3 days later, and was like, hey, we're gonna put you in this next one. It's like a month away.
Okay.
So
Whoa.
I'm like, whoa.
Come
All
on.
right. So obviously we know what that was. And every step that we took through the process kind of solidified what we were doing, made sense, and we were following God's plan. So anybody who doesn't know how adoption works, if you're thinking about adoption, there's a lot that goes into it, right? You have to take, like the agency that we went with, we had to take classes. We had to get a home study done. So somebody comes in and looks at your house. They look at everything, your finances, your credit, everything. How do you plan on paying for this? Newsflash, it is not cheap from a private agency. It's just not. But when we went to the seminar, they told us, if you're worried about money, don't worry about it, because it'll happen. So
Wow.
we're like, sweet.
That's wild.
Yeah. So like, I mean, if she's watching this, you were right, but I didn't believe you at all. Yeah. So we're like raising money, and we kind of get lost in it with everything that we're doing. At the end of the day, we paid like a fraction of the total cost. We raised close to 90%, probably more than that.
Wow. That's amazing.
Which was also a blessing. Yeah, so we'll just keep going down the road.
Yeah.
Sure.
So after everything's done, we make a portfolio, and that just made me feel weird. Like, you take pictures, what do you do for a living, where you live, everything, and then you just wait.
Wow.
So us being human, right? You're looking through the list. You're like, oh man, we're gonna get picked up in like 2 weeks, dude.
Yeah.
Look
at this portfolio.
So weeks go by, months go by, and you're like, oh man. I was heading to the gym one day. Liv was at the pool, summertime. The agency called and said, hey, there's a birth mother that wants to meet with you and talk with you. And I'm like, let's go. Done. I said that to my wife. I was so nervous. Mm-hmm. So we meet with the birth mom. The time we met with her was relatively close to her due date. And that was one of the most humbling experiences I've ever been to. Everything that, it's easy to think about, look what all has happened to me. Mm-hmm. And then when you see you're not the only one, that things go wrong in your life, mm-hmm. and you have to make tough decisions. So, I mean, I'm not going to go into a depth mm-hmm. of the birth mom story, because that's her testimony.
Yeah, totally.
But one thing I will say about her is she is one of the most selfless people I've ever met in my entire life.
Awesome.
That's amazing.
Nothing but respect. And we're lucky enough that we can still stay in touch. But anyway, so we meet with her. She's like, yeah, you guys are it. So I'm like, sweet. We go to the hospital. So he was born August 11th. And we went to the hospital August 12th. And one other thing I'll speak on, and that sticks with me, is when Quentin's birth mom was rolled in a wheelchair. We talked with her, we met with her, super emotional, and I will never forget the day that she handed me my son, and she looked me dead in the eye, and she said, you're responsible for raising him right. And I probably butchered that, exactly what she said, but that's how I took it. And yeah, that's huge. When I met my son, that was it. The second I saw him, I was like, this is where he's supposed to be. And I didn't denote the fact that it took suffering from everyone in some way, shape, or form to get to where we're at. And I don't take that for granted at all. But at the end of the day, I hope you guys get to meet him at some point. We can set it up. He's right where he's supposed to be. Everybody's supposed to be where they're at. So I know that was long-winded.
Wow. Yeah, man, that's so cool.
But yeah, it was... It's wild, the story, and it's too good not to share. Yeah, man. With how we ended up where we're at.
Oh man,
jeez, bro.
Yeah.
Just, I can't imagine. Okay, so everybody's always like, when you hold the baby for the first time and that feeling, and your wife gives birth, all that stuff. I can't imagine the anticipation you must have felt, and then to be receiving
there you go.
Yeah,
that feeling in and of itself.
And I never changed a diaper, dude.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
So adoption or not, being a new dad, you don't know what you're doing, and they don't tell you anything. So yeah, it was wild,
my gosh, man. That's wild. Amazing.
So just kind of going off of that, the emotions, right?
Yeah.
So there's a whole emotional side that I feel like a lot of men don't talk about.
Yeah.
And with pregnancy in general, but then on this side of things of what you and your wife went through, just the emotional roller coaster things,
yeah, for sure.
Just obviously there was that grieving process, and you talked about suffering, right?
Yeah.
And then something beautiful has come from this, but it's can you touch on maybe some of those emotions or those times that caught you off guard in the beginning, or through that process? I'm thinking from a lens of maybe there's a dad out there and they're going through what you went through or something similar, and it's man, this is what my wife and I were able to do, or
yeah, for sure.
This is kind of something I went through
so
individually.
And if I talk too much, just tell me to be quiet. So I'll touch on two things. So I'll touch on emotions before the adoption and then emotions after. So like before, dudes are just wired where we just don't show emotion. My parents are awesome, and my dad is one of the toughest human beings I know, and he showed emotion.
Yeah.
Like he didn't show it a lot, but he showed it. So it's like it's not his fault. It's just something that we're wired with. So like I said, first miscarriage, no emotion. I was like, good to go. I'm gonna be there for my wife. Second emotion, wrecked to the point like now I'm digging up trauma from the one before because I never dealt with it. Third,
Dang.
That's good.
Yeah.
Third, we're both broken, right? So dealing with emotions, I'm a firm believer that as a Christian male, right, head of the household, you do have somewhat of a responsibility, right, to keep things somewhat stable. But you cannot keep things stable if you are not stable yourself.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
And if I'm living proof of that, right? I was trying to keep a ship afloat and it got blown apart by a cannon and I have a 5-gallon bucket, right? So, I mean, some of that looks like, after the third one, I was like, okay, well, we're not good, right? This is like, my wife's not her, I'm not me. So it kind of dove into like, I'm going to have to fix myself a little bit. I'm going to have to back up and punt. The biggest thing that I can say for anybody out there going through that, do not do it alone. Because there are people that are walking this earth that know more than you, that have been here longer than you, that have more wisdom than you. And the second that I swallowed my pride and went out to those people is when things started to get better for me. The biggest thing that me and Liv lived by through all of it too is like, when you don't have the strength to pray for yourself, there's other people praying for you. And unfortunately, when you fall in hard times like that, that's what it comes down to. And we had a group at our church, the Bakers. They were in it through thick and thin. They were praying for us. I mean, there was times that we met in their kitchen. I think I yelled at Rachel one time because I was so mad. But like, that is the main support group we had. So as a male, like, you need to be able to fix yourself, right? Get yourself right to bring your family up too. As far as the emotions go with my wife, like, she's not looking for answers. She just wants you to sit there and listen to what she has to say. There's nothing. It is the worst feeling as a husband watching your wife crumble, and there's nothing you can do about it other than prayer and listen to what she has to say, because whatever you say at the time is not going to make it better. So that's a humbling experience as a husband. Like, it goes back to, like, unfortunately, I got broke to the part where I could only turn one way, and that was back to Christ. As mad as I was at God for everything that happened, I was to the point where I had nowhere else to go.
So can you touch on? I want to stay on this for a second. Can you touch on some things that you may have done, like personally, that like some practical things that you did to maybe fix yourself, or like to swallow your pride, to take the next steps in your life? Like, if you can touch on that.
So the biggest thing that I had to do is I had to realize that the plan that God had for me and Olivia might not be the plan that me and Olivia had for me and Olivia.
Dang.
As far as fatherhood and everything like that, my perspective changes a little bit, just because they're going wild out there, boy. They're good. Let them be.
The boys, I love
Let
it.
them be.
The Bowen boys.
Yeah. So
The peanut gallery.
right from the sense of fatherhood, at the end of the day, right, my role on this earth, like, I didn't get put on this earth to be a father. Like, nobody in this room did. And if you really want to think about it, me being a father to Quentin, I'm looking after him, right? I'm looking after him. I'm building a foundation. But at the end of the day, like, right, he's going to do what he wants to do.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, I'm his parent here on earth, But right, the main goal of being a parent is to teach them the ways right from wrong, you know, to be believers in Christ and have a strong faith. Like, that's my job as a parent. And when I was getting wrapped up in it all, I didn't think, like, I just wanted a kid.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I just wanted to be a parent, but I didn't want to be a parent in that sense.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that's
So,
Jeez, man.
it's a lot.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
lot. I think something that I've been thinking about a lot, and it comes from a very like Christian background, but I think I could switch it up a little bit. But I think men in this day and age have forgotten how to lament or have forgotten the art of grieving. I think it's something that humanity was given as a gift to be able to work through certain things. And I was reading this book this one time, and it was saying how when World War II ended, you know, the most gruesome like war in all of human history, you know, and these men, these young dudes, these boys, basically, they get on a boat and it takes them 2 weeks to get back home. And then when they get back home, it's like the biggest baby boom in American history. Nowadays, when a man gets out of war, he gets on a plane and flies for 8 hours and is immediately dropped back into everything that he has to do or his responsibilities, whatever. And what the author was talking about was that maybe in those 2 weeks, there was a decompression point. There was a place to have conversations about what had happened, to talk with brothers who had experienced something that you were experiencing, to grieve it out, really, to work through it.
Yeah.
And he was saying nowadays, dudes are coming back and it's they don't know what to do with all of the craziness
Yeah,
that
emotionally
they see,
throwing
that they
it on
work
their
through.
wife
and
or
or whatever,
and
whoever,
whoever else
or
is
running
around.
to something
Yeah.
or run, you know. And I
Yeah.
think all of us do that in some sense. Obviously, we don't have the craziness of a lot of things that people go through, but in our worlds, we run into these issues, and how we grieve or how we work through those things. I was even talking to somebody about this the other day. They were saying that their son was struggling in his first year in college, and I was like, yeah. Like, no duh. Like, he was the stud in high school with all of his best friends forever, and then you stop doing that and you go into a whole new thing, and it's like, why does he feel bad? You know, it's like, because he hasn't grieved the death of a situation or the death of a time or the death of a dream or the death of whatever it may be, and we just continually like run into the next thing. And man, that's like, I feel like dads need to just like create space. Like, that's something I have to do, like create space to grieve and be like, man, this actually sucks, and like I need to sit in it, and what emotions are coming. And a lot of people don't want to do that because of what comes up.
Yeah.
Because you're like, well, I'm just pissed, you know? Like, I'm just really mad. But I just feel like, man, there's just an art in grieving that I think we've lost as men, and it's not something that we're kind of supposed to do alone. Yeah, man, I think like the biggest thing I think about, like you keep talking about it, is, and we all, I think, and there's some dads that maybe are not in this season, but how does it affect your marriage? Like, I just like can't even imagine. You know, me and Alyssa had one miscarriage. We didn't have 3, but even that, dude, I was like,
Yeah, it's huge.
I'm like, how do I like, what do I do? Like, I'm just like, I don't have the tool belt to do whatever it is that she needs to, you know. It's and so, man, how did that, like, if you could talk through those ups and a lot of downs of your marriage, like maybe common threads that you guys kind of kept yourself grounded together, or maybe things you did wrong. I mean, all of it.
So, well, like I said, my wife, man, she's
awesome.
everything, dude.
Yeah, she's dope.
So, I mean, I was just blessed in the sense that I didn't feel like it was all on me. When we kind of made that decision to kind of step back, there would be days or weeks where I would be down, and she would realize that, and she's like, okay, it's time for me to step up, and vice versa. The biggest thing I can say that I learned marriage-wise from all of this is, at the end of the day, like, you have your spouse. That's it. You know, eventually, you know, hopefully everybody's kids grow up healthy and get married or go to college, and they're going to leave. And it's going to be you and your wife.
Yeah.
Right.
Hopefully they leave. Like, I don't want my kid hanging around forever.
Right. So it's going to be you and your wife. So, I mean, I can see how it's easily done. I mean, my son's, you know, 1 year and 4 months old, and I love that kid to death. And there's sometimes I have to make a conscious thought in my head, like, I love you, but I love your mom a little bit more.
Yeah.
And I have to, like, that's something that I do on a regular basis. Like with my work schedule, it's, I do have to spend time away from home, but I'll be FaceTiming and I'll be like, I love you, buddy. I miss you, but I miss your mom a little bit more.
I like that.
And that's something that I have to keep in my head. And that's something that has been a good that has come out of all of this is like, dude, when we were battling, man, and we were in the low of the low, like, yeah, we had people behind us, but at the end of the day, and those doors closed, it was me and my wife. Yeah, that was it. At the end of the day, like, especially with our situation, like, we had an awesome support group. My parents, her parents, the Bakers, like I brought up, a bunch of my friends from work. But at the end of the day, when those doors closed, like, the world, the hardest thing for me to realize is, like, and what made me so mad is, like, the world kept turning, right? But I was standing still. That was it for me. I was wrecked. But as it was standing still, I was with my wife. So I think that's, like, as far as the marriage side goes about it, and I mean, I can't speak a lot. Like, I haven't been a dad long, but, like, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you have one kid or you have 16 kids. If you're 16 or if you're 50, like, there's time that you can make this right, because there will come a day where it'll just be you two again. And I hate to see relationships crumble that were built on their children. Like I said, I love my son to death, and I would take a bullet for him in 2 seconds. But, like, we got to keep things in check. Like, I got to make sure my faith's right? I got to make sure my marriage is right if I'm going to be a halfway decent dad to my son. So that's really what I touch on with as far as how to affect marriage.
Man, that's something we talk about a lot too, is like, how do we continue to, like, date our spouse, like date our wife? Like,
it's tough.
It's just so hard, because it's just like, by the end of the day, you've done put 4 boys down, or you've put 3 kids down, or you've put 1 kid down. You're like, I'm gassed. Like, I'm so tired. But it's like, you got to be intentional, because if you're not careful, again, you just go to the next thing, 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 and you can wake up one day and be like, who are you? We got married, and it's like, man, I don't want that, man. Yeah. I even tonight, I know I've done this before, but I gave Liz a kiss before I came here, and Lev was like, ooh, gross. And I was like, I went back in for more, I was like, yeah, bro, it is ooh, I love your mom a whole bunch. It is ooh. Yeah. So yeah, go ahead, Nick.
You're raising a 1-year-old now. So that is a very unique season to go through in life. So tell me how that's affected your view on fatherhood, that specific season.
Yeah, so the season I'm in right now, we're at the point now where, like, he knows what's going on. And, like, I don't, like, yell at him, like, mean. I just yell, like, happy. And, like, he yells back, and I'm like, oh. And then, like, what I've secretly been doing when my wife's not around is I've just, every time he poops, I go, poopy. And they're going to see this now and know the truth. But I came in, they're like, he used the bathroom and said poopy. And I'm like, oh, no way. But, like, sorry about that, Lisa. But, no, it's to the season now where it's like, I don't know how to say this. Like, he's not a blob anymore, right?
Yeah,
he's
totally.
not just like,
Right.
just looking at me, like just staring off. And like, this dude's watching my every move. So, like, he's watching.
He's interacting.
When I'm driving down the road and somebody cuts me off.
Yeah.
He's looking at what I'm doing, right? He's looking at how I treat my wife. And I think the thing that's in the back of my head too is, like, he's looking at my priorities. So, like, we had a discussion the other day at work. Like, at work, we pick vacation, all the vacation for the year at the beginning of the year.
Jeez.
So, like, I got X amount of hours.
Yeah.
And I have some in the bank, right, as reserve. I took every one of them hours. Because, like, at the end of the day, like, yeah, Quentin will, Quentin's going to think it's cool, right, that I ride a fire truck for a living. 100% he is. Maybe. I don't know. He might be like, this is dumb. But
why would you run into a burning house?
I hope he thinks it's cool, right? But like, at the end of the day, like, he's going to remember more that I was home and was able to do things. So like, at the end of the day, like, I'm a fireman, right? And from the hours of 8 a.m. to 8 a.m. when I'm there, I'm bought in and I want to be the best one there. But when I leave that place, I do not care because that is not what I'm put on this earth to do, right? I have so many other priorities that are greater than one job. Now, I take that job seriously, like I said, but like, when I'm gone, I'm gone. And like, if you give me vacation hours, I'm taking them. Not only for my son, right, but for my wife. And my dad was a police officer for 25 years, and he did a great job of that. And he told me over Christmas break, he's like, I took vacation. I was like, yeah, I only had like 6 hours left. He's like, why didn't you find some way to take them 6 hours? I was like, he's like, I had a dangerous job, and if I died, I didn't want to die with vacation hours in my bank. I wanted to die knowing that I took every second to be with your family. And I was like,
dang,
I need to come over here more often. Dude. Dropping knowledge. Right. But yeah, so like this season of life, I'm just like, it's to that point now where I'm realizing like, and I tend to think ahead, which probably really messes me up in the short end, but like, I know what's fixing to happen, and I know it's going to happen in the blink of an eye. So I'm really trying to prepare myself that I don't miss anything that I don't have to miss. There's gonna be holidays I'm gonna miss. There's gonna be birthday parties I'm gonna miss. There's gonna be sporting events I'm gonna miss. That's just like part of it with the job that I have. But like, I'm trying to prep myself to be able to be there for everything that I can be there for, if that makes sense. And that starts now.
Totally makes
and that
sense.
starts now. And another thing, and then I promise I'll be quiet on this subject. Like, as far as the church side goes, like my dad, when I was little, I would have thought my dad wrote the Bible. I had a question about it, he could answer it. And if he didn't answer it, he'd say, let's go find it. So like, that's another thing where I'm like, I'm not going to lie to you. I'll be real with everybody. I'm playing a little catch up right now, right? Because you get busy.
Yeah.
And I'm like looking at this kid and I'm like, we'll be like watching something on TV and Liv will like make it. She'll be like, yeah, it said like this in this part of the Bible. And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, God. So like, that's another thing I'm trying to prep too. It goes back to priorities. Like at the end of the day, like my son needs to know that like being strong in the faith is top priority because that's my top priority for him.
Yeah,
so,
that's really good,
right.
man.
That's so
I'm
good.
done talking now about that. Sorry.
It's all
I
good.
tend to ramble.
No, man, I love it. I think what you're saying is just so beneficial for, any dad out there. Like, I'm picking up nuggets that I'm going to put into practice in my life. Like, the missing your mom a little more, that's smooth, bro.
Yeah.
That is real smooth. Not just for the kid, but,
Hey.
yeah. Shout A. Okay. What would you tell? So you, like, man, I think one of our biggest dreams of this podcast, one was just so we could all hang out together. That was one of the things. But two, it was to build a platform for dad's stories, to be on here to help, hopefully, one other dad out there. So maybe there's a dad out there right now who's listening to this is like, yeah, well, my situation's not exactly like Ryan's, but man, I'm really feeling hopeless. Or my wife is really feeling hopeless. Or I'm just in a really tough season, feel like I'm valley, whatever you want to call it. I love the Bowen boys, dude. I love them. We got to get him in here. We're getting him in here. No, we got to get him in here.
They're
we
good.
got to get him in here. This is the whole point. But if there is a dad out there that maybe feels hopeless in a situation, whatever that situation may be, what would you say to him? Or even what would you say to Ryan 4 years ago?
The big thing, like, looking back on everything, and the only advice I could give is like, you just got to keep moving forward. What do they say? Like, how do you eat an elephant? Right, one bite at a time.
Yeah.
Right. So you just have to take it one day at a time.
Yep.
If 1 day at a time is too hard, 1 hour at a time, 1 minute at a time. But what I can say is that even when you're in your deepest valley, looking back on it, like, God's there. And I can tell you, I was in those valleys, and I did not feel like he was there. I felt nothing. There was multiple times I would cry out and just be like, just give me something. And I heard nothing. But looking back on it now, the whole time he was working, the whole time I felt like that, and me and my wife were just in an awful place mentally. He knew Quentin, and he knew where Quentin was going.
Yeah.
But the testimony had to be built to send him there, right? And I'll be honest, looking back on it, I probably needed to be knocked off my high horse a little bit, right? I had a job, I got married, I bought a house, I married, in my opinion, the most beautiful lady ever, batting way out of my league. I was good, and like I got broke down. So just know that even if you don't feel anything, even if you think he's desert, like he is not. I can promise you, he's working. I can't give you a time frame. Your time frame might be less than mine. It might be more than mine, but he is working. The other thing I can tell you is find you somebody. I said it before, right? If you can't pray for yourself, right, you need people praying for you. So you need to be able to find somebody that you can open up with and be real about. I don't want you to go to a Sunday school and be like, well, I'm having some tough times. I want you to be able to meet with somebody and look them dead in the face. And if you're mad at God, be like, I'm ticked right now.
Yeah.
He's not here. Like, that's the kind of people that you need. And from the male testosterone, side of it, right? It's okay to not be okay.
Yeah, man.
Right? Like, what are you teaching your kids, right? Or your future kids if you're just bottling it all up? And then, because eventually it will blow.
Yeah, dude.
And it will not be good.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So find yourself a support group. Find yourself some people that can pray over you and have your back, and people that you can talk to and be real with.
Yeah.
Because there's this is not, life in general is not something that's designed to be done by yourself.
Yeah.
It's not. It goes back to what we're designed to do, right? We're designed to minister and bring people to Christ. We're not designed to be locked in a room by ourselves because I'm macho, right? And I have no emotion. That's not what we were put on this earth. So
That's so good, bro. That's so good.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why we started this thing.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's community.
Literally.
We talk about it all the
being
time,
together.
but like, I mean, that's what we want out of this ultimately, is that Fifth Dad community, realizing that they've got people to talk to.
They do. Yep. Yeah. I remember like the whole birth of this podcast was like, one, asking you how you were doing on a golf course. Obviously pretty good because you're on a golf course. Well, or pretty bad because we suck. And then with you in your office in here was like, how you doing? Like as a dad, like, are you good? And through that, we just started building bonds together, and it was like, maybe we need microphones.
Yeah, it's huge, dude.
Yeah. But
It is
it's
big.
like, we want to create that, even if it is digitally in some sense, that to the dad that's out there saying nobody could understand what I'm going through. I'm pretty sure there probably is somebody
There's
that can
somebody out
relate a little bit to something that you're going through. So yeah, man, that's so good.
What would you say to dads who are thinking about adoption, and how did you know it was right for you and your wife?
Yeah, so it's not like something where you're like eating at Applebee's on a Friday night and you're like, yeah, we're going to do this. It's so much more than that. How I knew it was right for me and my wife was prayer. A lot of it was me praying that my wife would have a change of heart. But it's not a fast process by any means. Ours was quick, and it was every bit of a year. Once again,
Wow.
I'm horrible with dates. It could have been shorter than that. Could have been longer than that. But it's not a fast process, and it's not one of these processes where like people get picked right off the rip. And I mean, there's instances where you think you think it's going to work out, and then it falls through, right? Which happens more than what people know. So it's not like the adoption thing is not a fix-all, right? Once again, right, we're put on this earth at the end of the day not to be fathers, right? And that was a hard pill for me to swallow. When I was through it all, and Olivia was thinking, she had told me that she didn't want to adopt, I had to come to the realization through prayer and through people challenging me, the only thing I heard God say through it all, and like, right, he didn't come down on a cloud, right? It was it was dead silence in my brain. This is the only thing that popped in my head was, you're not put on this earth. I didn't put you on this earth to be a father. That's not your job. Like, that's not your main role. And that's what I was fixated on.
Yeah.
So I mean, talking to the dads that are in the situation for adoption was one of the greatest decisions that we've made. It's right where we're supposed to be. Our son is the man. He is a fireball. So if that's something you want to do, right, do your research, pray about it. Don't just like don't go to Applebee's and get the old appetizer trio, right? And be like, this is what we're doing, right?
Yeah.
Because it's more than that,
Yeah.
right? And it takes a toll on you mentally, financially, everything. It's not an easy road by any
Right.
means, but it's very rewarding at the end. So if that makes sense.
No, it does. But it
Yeah.
almost seems like you guys are the perfect candidates because you were saying yes before you knew the process and the research, because you were all in on being
Yeah.
parents.
Yeah.
And it was like, no matter what that looks like, we're
Yeah.
going to do what we have to do
Yeah.
to make it happen.
Yeah.
So like, that's super cool.
Yeah.
So I feel like if people have that on their heart, then, it's cool to talk to somebody like that.
And I mean, and the last thing I'll say too, because I've been praying about this a ton. Honestly, I've been praying about this long before we even met, long before, the podcast. If at any point, right, anybody's listening to this, like, this is God's story. Everything that's happened to me, right, is an awesome testimony. I'm super pumped I got the opportunity to share it. But if there is anybody out there that's going through something remotely like this, please reach out to them. Michael has my cell phone.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter. Like, there was times where I didn't have anybody to talk to, and it was terrible. I'm not saying that if you call me or text me, I'll have the answer, but I'm pretty good at listening.
Yeah.
So I mean, if anybody's listening to this, just reach out.
Love
Michael
that.
can get you in touch.
Yeah.
I'm not judgmental. I've made 1,000 billion horrible decisions, right? I'm not perfect. But I do know what it feels like to be at rock bottom and feel like you got nobody to talk to. So
That's amazing.
So
man.
you just covered our tools for the toolbox.
Yes.
Oh,
Challenge
okay. Sorry about that.
So that was perfect.
That's great.
That was perfect. So that's our challenge to
Yep.
everybody, is to reach out
Yep.
to someone
Yep.
who you think should hear this too.
Yeah.
So obviously Michael's got contacts. We've got contacts, maybe some people we know. But if you know of somebody who is kind of in a similar situation to Ryan, and all these situations are different in their own way, but has gone through this process, share this with somebody, or whatever. Get it in the hands of somebody who needs it.
Yep. Get in here, Bowen boys.
I've got a daddy hack.
Yeah, you got a daddy hack?
Yeah, come here,
on.
boys.
What's up? Y'all gonna close this out?
Yeah. Get in here, Bob. Bob, you want my mic? Big Boston?
here, you can have this one.
Go over there.
Get over here, bro.
Go over there, Bobby.
Bobby. Okay, Beckham.
All right.
Here, one of y'all come over here.
This is only-
creepy dude
get
with
over
a
here.
mustache. I'm not coming over here.
The reason these boys are here
Yeah.
is because I'm an idiot. Straight up.
Well, no, we're glad they're here.
The daddy hack for today
Is use a
is
calendar
get
app.
yourself a freaking calendar.
My
the
man
re-
double booked.
I double booked with my wife, okay? She's got book club tonight. She's told me 1,000,000 times.
That's so funny.
I never told her I was recording tonight. It's my fault. I'm an idiot. Ain't I?
No, he's not. What's your
Am I
favorite
an
thing
idiot,
about your
Bobby?
dad? Go. On the spot.
I don't know.
He can
Wow.
throw a tight spiral. He's funny. Yikes. Does he make good breakfast?
He don't never make breakfast.
Yo. All right, this isn't a roast. This is a
Have you
time
ever
to
heard
show.
of Pals and Hardee's, bro. What
Yeah, yeah.
breakfast?
Does he take you to cool places?
Sometimes.
Bro, I literally got a video of you guys kicking field goals in your front yard.
Yeah.
Your dad is legit.
Tell him about the 90-yarder I made.
No, he didn't.
He made it 100.
100-yard field goal?
Yeah.
He made it.
So
100-yard field goal?
you also just took them to a UT game, or they went to a UT game.
Yeah.
Like,
You went to a UT game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
not every kid gets to do that kind of stuff,
Dude.
So shout
you
out to your dad.
You do the ball walk? Do you do the
No.
ball walk? You've never done the ball walk.
We didn't want.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, remember when I lifted you over that wall so you could get to the players?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
real quick, who's gonna win the national championship next year?
Oh, Bobby. This one's for Bobby.
In college?
Yeah, in
this is
college.
for Bobby.
Here, come here.
Who's gonna win, bro? Come on,
Yeah.
scream it.
Let's go.
We all know who's going to win. Ohio State.
I'll start.
Ohio State. Georgia.
Bro, you got a Tennessee jersey on, bro. I thought you were gonna say UT.
I'm going with Georgia.
I just wanted to do that to Noah. No, go Balls.
Going to Georgia. Go Vols. Hey, boys, we did it. Ryan,
Hey man, Ryan, thanks for coming and visiting.
Yeah, thank y'all
hanging out
very
with
much.
us. Yeah,
Appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
thanks.
man.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Liv.
you, man.
Bye.
Thanks, Quentin.
Yeah.
Yeah, for letting us
Yeah.
have the man
Let's go.
for a little
Yeah,
bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, dads, like seriously, like reach out, please. What do I always say? You're the only one made for the job, but you don't have to do the job alone. So please reach out. We love you guys. Thank you so much for listening. And yeah, Ryan, bro, again, thank you. I would love to meet Quentin. That'd be sweet.
Yeah.
But
Thanks,
We'll make it
Ryan.
happen.
Appreciate
All right.
you, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, thankful for you.
peace.